All right, good morning. This is a heavy upswept blade that I like, and unfortunately I dropped a gouge and it dinged the blade in two places. So if I take this wood off, you'll see, hopefully, that there are two lines that are being left on the cut. And that's from a ding on the blade that will not show up here, but it's there. You can see it there. So we're going to fix that. All right, those are pretty deep, so I'm going to go straight to a coarse DMT stone. So put this down, we'll get a little bit of water on there. And you can hear it, it's pretty angry. Just going to keep my angle consistent. Flip it over. And I want to be mindful of the curve of the blade, that I don't give it a flat spot. And I'm just looking for the glance. I'm looking to see that I've touched all the curve of the blade where the issue is. If you're concerned about taking off too much metal, just start with a finer stone, which we're going to go to next. Okay, this is a DMT fine stone, dia-sharp fine stone. Drop it on there. Again, a little bit of water. And here it doesn't sound as angry. I'm just looking to keep a very consistent angle with my arm. And I'm moving from my kind of shoulder and elbow area and not my wrist at all. You can do this seated or standing. It just really depends on your comfort and how consistent you think you can be with your body. Okay, let's have a look. All right, so we're going to take another look and see if the lines still show up. They're down here on kind of the belly of the blade. So yeah, they're still there. Not as bad, but you see there's two faint lines. So we're going to stay on the fine stone and just keep working it. I'm using my finger to just apply a little bit of pressure. Let's see if we're still showing. Yeah, we're still showing those two little hazy lines, but they're smaller. So we'll keep going. You'll see that there's a little bit of color in the water, and that is metal that you've taken off the blade. Oh my God. That was dumb. Oh, we got rid of one. We just got the other one here. Hopefully I didn't put anything new on the dink. Yeah, getting close. All right, so it's giving me a cut without those lines in it. So I've taken out the dings, and it's still it's sharp, but it is not carving sharp. So we're going to go to an extra fine stone. All right, so we're going to go to this extra fine stone. I had bought the next finer grade, but the truth is I don't need that sharp of an edge, and stropping does wonders beyond this point. So we're just going to kind of keep going and be consistent. And I'm curving, I'm just working with the curve of the blade. So any curve is a little more complex to sharpen than a flat. But I am touching all those curved edges now. So let's see. That's pretty nice. If you could get that little tiny curlicue roll, you're getting sharp. And you can take off a little wafer. It's nice. All right, let's drop it. All right, this is just a piece of leather glued on a piece of wood that's hard and flat. And then this is the compound I used. I just got it at the industrial supply store. This is my little strop that stays in my carving case. So all it is a piece of wood and some leather. You can use like hard cardboard, paper, bare wood. But we're just going to come along here, and the counting is really up to you. But you want to be sure that you're giving each side an even treatment. And there's a couple ways you can tell how you're doing. Is you will see the strop get dark, and that's metal that you're leaving behind in the compound. And then you also see where you stropped well, you'll get a shine back to the knife. So you can see where there's some little dullness from sanding. And you can take that out with just going totally flat. Just want to be careful that you're not turning the edge of the knife, because then you will round off your cutting edge, and that doesn't help with carving. So it's pretty shiny. I'm gonna come back again. Now there's guys who count down from, I don't know, 1,000,000 on each side or 100, but I'm not that patient. Let's test it. All right, so we're going to test this. This is just normal paper, and we're just going to use the whole length of the knife and see that cuts pretty nicely. Can I get a little ribbon? So I want to try, this is a little dull on the tip there because it doesn't want to cut that, but the whole length of the blade is like, if you can get that little ribbon, you're pretty sharp. And for comparison, this knife has been carved with some, and you hear it's still sharp. It's not as sharp, but that's what you want, is that little, if you can pull that little sliver, it's pretty nice. If you can do that with newspaper, it's even sharper, but who has a newspaper anymore? Anyways, I hope that was helpful. Thanks.